When you write programs, you will often need to include values and calculations. The technical term for this element is expressions. So expression is a simple value or a set of operations that produces a value. Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Java course. The simplest expression is a specific value like 42, 28.9. So we call these literal values. So when we write like int x equal to 30, I am making this as a literal. I am specifying for x 30. It is obvious that x is 30. But when I make expressions, the value is not determined until the runtime. Also, notice that when we use an asterisk to represent multiplications and that we use parentheses to group parts of expressions in multiplications. So, in this video, we will learn about the operators. Let me introduce the first operator. We know the plus, minus, the multiplication is an asterisk, and the division is like this, forward slash. And there is a last operator is the modulus. So what these makes? Let me make int x equal to 5, int y equal to 10, and int z equal to 10 plus 5. Okay, and I will print out the z. So system dot out dot print z. Okay, guys, what we have made is assigning a new operator, which is the addition, the plus sign. So we will add the x, y in their values. So z is 10 plus 5. We see that x variable is never used, and we are using the value of y. We are not using the y. So 5 is the value of x, but we are not using the x. So it's the same like using 4. It doesn't change. X variable is never used. So in order to use the variable of x and y, we can use x plus y here. So now z will create two, it will add the two variables, go and get the box of x, and go and get the box of y, and add them into whole box called z, and it will display it. Let me run and see. And you see, guys, that it is the addition of 15. Okay, so x, y are added. Now let's see if y minus x. Let me run. Now z is 5, so the subtraction took place. Let me show you that if x minus y, how it will result. It will result in minus 5. So integers, as I told you, it covers the sign of from minus certain number to plus certain numbers. So let me check the multiplication. X times y, it will give us 50. And here we go. And the division is x over y, it will give us 0.5. But because we are using integer, we get 0. there is a very important notice here. We see that in the previous video, the data types, the float, the double, and the integers. So how to get the correct division? If we divide 5 over 10, it will give us 0.5. But the results here, it is indicating that it is the 0. So what Java compiler do? Since z is an integer value, it go and remove the float and the decimal part of 0.5, and it will result in 0. In order to get the decimals, we need to make it as a float. So float z. Now let me run and see. Also 0.0. Why we are getting this? Because we didn't cast float. You can cast it like this. And you get 0.5. So the first notice, it's very important that you need to put, if you have any division, always put the division in a float in order to save your coding and save your results from rounding or from making only the integer and the real part. And don't miss to cast the second operation field to float. Or there is another way you can make it by changing the values to float, data type to float, and you see the same results. So guys, it's very important when you are making division, always make the float, store them into a float variable and cast the operation to float. Or you can change the variables that you are dividing to float, and it will make the division correctly without removing the real part only, without displaying the real part and removing the decimal part. Okay, now there is another the last operator, but let me tell you a very important note, that x in this case is the operand, this is the operator, and this is the operand. So operand x and y, and the operator is the plus sign or the operator sign. Okay, now another important note, that the logic of mathematical order, like the parentheses, the power, the multiplication, the addition, these are the orders of operation in mathematics, and they are also followed in Java. So let me give you a real and quick example. If we see that 2 times 6 plus 4 times 4 and plus 2. Here the Java compiler, it will start by parentheses, solving the parentheses first, and then solve the multiplications, and then make the addition. So let me solve with you how to solve this equation or this expression. We look here, we see that we have two parentheses, we solve inside them, and inside them there is only multiplication. So 2 times 6 is equal to 12, and here the plus sign, and 4 times 4 is 16, and plus 2. Then Java goes to another step, is making, like we have finished the parentheses, now any other multiplication, no, we go to the second step by addition. So 12 plus 16 is equal to 28, plus 2 is equal to 30. Okay, let me run and see. I will remove this. Let me run and see. So it is 30.0 because we have z as a float. Okay, it's very simple. It's very nice, guys, to understand the logic of Java mathematical operations. Now let me move to a very important operator, is the modulus. So the modulus, how to understand modulus. There is here, let me continue with x and y. If we divide y over x, what is the solution? Is 2. It will give me 2. Okay, now if I divide 11 over 5, let me run and see. I have 2.2. So guys, there we have 2 5s in 11, and 0.2 times 5, the remainder, that will give us the 11. So if I multiply 2 times 5, it is equal to 10, and I will add the 0.2 times 5, which is 1, to the 10, it will give me the 11. Now if I make it as in a modulus, so y modulus of x, it will give me 1. Okay, so concentrate with me. Now let's understand how this operator works. If we see in our example that 11 modulus 5 gives us 1, how the number 1 is get it? If we multiply 5 times 2 is equal to 10, and if we make the division 11 over 5, we have 2.2 in a decimal form. So the 2 is real, so we have 2 5s in 11. This is the correct reading. We have 2 5s in 11, and 0.2 of a 5 will give us 11. So if we add 2 5s with 0.2 of a 5 will give us 11. So this is the remainder. So what the remainder of if 11 is 0.2 times 5 is equal to 1. This is the remainder. So 5 times 2 is 10. And 5 times 3 is 15. We don't have 11. So this is the correct reading of modulus. By making 11 modulus 5 is a remainder of division of 11 over 5, which is 1. Okay, so like this Java get it.